So we are having a glass of wine. Congratulations to me. I now have a glass of wine, although this is not a glass of wine. According to the receipt where I bought this, this is called a gin glass, but it's better than drinking wine from a whiskey glass. So I think this is an improvement. Cheers to that. Cheers, guys. I think as you guys, you need to take your beers. I want you to take your beer, your wine, your ciders, your whatever, and just sit and listen to this story. As you can tell by the title of this video, it is an intense story. Today is like the 7th of February. We're in the month of love. As you all know, guys, I am a lover of love. If you didn't know, I am a lover of love. Some of you have seen me falling deeply in love with somebody. I am one person whom I can say, Uti, God blessed me with unending love. Can I say unending love? I don't know, but God blessed me with a heart that continues to love. I do get moments where I'm like truly, truly heartbroken, but the moment I heal, I love like no man's business. So this is me. This is I think it's a curse and a blessing. Just I always say that my real name is Patience. It is a blessing and a curse because sometimes I do live by my name. I am patient in cases where I'm not supposed to be patient, and it is a curse in such situations. But anyway, it is the month of love of February, and I thought I should share with you my said love journeys. I cannot safely say that I've had like a successful relationship where somebody chooses me on the onset or willingly chooses me. It's people always want to choose me after regret, which is quite so sad. And I always like kneel down and pray to God, asking for answers. And I'm like, when am I ever going to get somebody that sees me like on set? I don't want to be seen by people after some regret. You understand? I want to be seen from the onset, like on the go. I want somebody to see my value. But anyway, it is the month of love. Maybe you have been asked about your sizes or what you like, what you don't like. People are trying to get hints here and there on what to buy you for Valentine's. I am going to buy myself something. I mean, I am my own Valentine's this year, so um, I have to get myself something. I know for sure I am not in any sort of relationship whatsoever. I don't know if you're in a relationship with me, please tell me because I don't have anyone at the moment. I have had like the worst start of the year. In fact, the end and the start of the year was like the worst. And now that I can talk about it, I mean, it's a story for another day. I'll do a story time, but I was like in some sort of depression, if I can call it. It was not diagnosed, but I was just so low, like in the gutter. And I had promised towards the end of the year that this channel is going to have like lots of vlogs, lots of sit down videos where I'll be talking about different things. We're going to revamp the channel and whatsoever. But just as I was about to do all that, there was some things that happened, some events that took place and that took a toll on me mentally, even physically. I think I've changed because I was like a bit gaining weight, but I think I've lost some weight a bit. It's I was just going crazy. But I just thank God for, my mental well-being. Anyway, getting into the story, this happened some time back when I was in college. Now I have to say that in college I didn't date much. I don't know. It's because I've never really had like a good experiences, and so I'm so very much afraid of like dating and getting out there. Um, but when I love. I don't know. That's the thing. It doesn't make sense. I am so afraid to like getting. But when I get in, I'm like so over the moon. I want to show you to everybody. I want to brag about you to everybody, even though you are doing the bare minimum. That is me. Can you imagine that? As I am a grown up like this, 28 years old, I have never been on an intentional date. I have never been on a date. Like where we sit down, eat, talk about each other, talk about our interests and stuff. No, I have never. My dates have, can I say dates? But it has always been Wuzombona, come see me, come to my place, come over and stuff. That's basically like my relationships. Basically, yeah. I think it's just one or two, but it was not like really dates. It was just meetups. Anyway, so this happened like when I was in college. One time I was in Norton. This is like a town close to Harare. Some people say it's in Harare, but it's like close to Harare. It's just like a 10 minutes drive, I think, to Harare, like that, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, please do correct me down in the comment section down below. So I was in Norton. That's where my sister stays. But you know, guys, where I'm from the coal city. I'm from Wange. You understand? But that's where my sister stayed at that time. And it was more like closer to school. I think I had closed schools and left my bags there, went to Wange, like visit the parents 1 or 2 days, and then I went back to Norton. I think that's how it was. I think so, if my memory serves me right. Now, when I was still in Norton waiting for college to open, I had this friend of mine introduced me to this person. Now, you understand, in college, especially when you are in Mashonaland, or rather maybe you're in a foreign land, basically when you're in a foreign land and you hear somebody speaking your language or sounding like native to your tribe or whatsoever, you instantly like click, you understand? And so previously there were so many people, not so many, but there were a couple of people that I met in college who we connected on the basis that we spoke Isindebele, because I was in Chino University of Technology, which is more like in Mashonaland, something like that. I don't know if it's Mashonaland. Yes, it's in Mashonaland. Basically, the tribe that dominates that side is Shona, you understand? And so when in college, when we had somebody speaking in Ndebele, we like instantly connected and we became family, and we created like this sort of family. When we see each other, etas Kopan, Washington, and as for me, people branded me Ndebele by my looks. I had this like tiny short hair and like some spikes, but oil, not oil per se, but oil rasta, like potting oil, something like that. I don't know what's that in English, I don't know, but I would use like a sponge on my hair, or sometimes I would use a racket, sometimes like a towel, just to create some tiny locks on my head. So people identified me with that. I don't know, it was so funny, but they always say something like that. So I connected with this guy who spoke Isindebele as well. So we became like more like friends. We spoke here and there. And then this is the person that actually introduced me to the person that we are going to be talking about in this video. You understand? So I was at home. Clearly, it has been hard for me to just meet somebody on the road and instantly connect with them, and we say we want to get to know each other. And so I think maybe this was like a way of telling me with no, you need help. So this guy introduces me to this guy. We'll call him Nga. He was not Ndebele, by the way, but we'll call him Nga. Anyway, so this friend of mine introduces me to Nga. Nga immediately starts calling me, when I was in Norton Days. So we started talking on the phone. Hi, he introduced himself. I'm called Nga. I do this, mind you. He stayed in Chinoi, but he was not a student. You understand? He was a resident of another private school somewhere there. Anyway, we started talking, talking until it was a time for me to go back to school. Now it was a very it was a huge struggle for me to go to school initially, because I would have to carry my bags from Wange, drop off in Chekutu, get mshika, we call them mshika, get mshika, like those the transport, like Honda Fits and these Wish cars, like Wish, Toyota Wish, I think the Toyota, like Wish, and these other ugly long ass cars. So I would drop off at Chekutu and then get those cars straight to Chinoi. But this time I was in Chinoi, but I still had loads of bags. Us girls, we can't just go to college with just, I had a huge bag full of clothes, huge bag, like a medium bag full of shoes, and then I had like two bags, I think, with blankets and all those other things. I had to have a bucket as well. I had to carry, I think, a bucket or two for bathing and for clean water, something like that, and groceries. You understand? You have to carry groceries to school, like the instant noodles, the porridges, those things that you cannot cook but can make using your kettle. It was a lot. So as I was speaking to Nga offered to come get me from Norton. I was like, oh my gosh, isn't he so sweet? Oh my gosh, I am so low maintenance to an extent that when somebody just does like a tiny gesture, I'm like, oh God, where is he coming from? I'm really low maintenance, because I'm like, I can do these things myself, but now that you're doing it for me, I see it like as a huge thing. Maybe that's the thing that makes abantu bengidelele, or people just to, I don't know. Anyway, Nga offers to come get me. The day comes, my sister accompanies me to the road, because we had to go to the road for him not to get lost. We carried all my stuff to the roadside, and he came. I've arrived. He spoke to my sister like a gentleman. He spoke to my sister like a gentleman. Oh my God, chi. As I told you, he's not in the valley. Spoke to my sister Makakli, Tiripo Chichichi, Torachi, Pixie, and everything. I was so happy. I was ecstatic. And also, it was my first time to see this guy, and the first time he did this gesture, of driving all the way from Chinoy to Martin just to come and get me, and we got to school. Anyway, he came quite a few days. He came a few days before we opened school, so which means I could not go to my hostel at that time. I think at that time I was I sharing? I don't think I was sharing, because in college I don't remember sharing. I don't remember sharing accommodation in college. No, I don't remember. I never shared. I only got single rooms. So anyway, he comes, gets me, we drive, there's this obsession in Zimbabwe about Hansi mother seat. I was there per mother seat. My kids are playing music, seeing this hunk, because he was really built and everything. I do like a guy that not, I don't like really like athletes or like gym fanatics or people with like six packs and everything, but I like a guy whom I can hide inside. He was really big. He was really big. So I like the cuddlings were right, like I pictured them perfect, like the cuddlings. Anyway, we drive all the way to Chinoy, past my school to where he stays. As I said, he wasn't really a student and he stayed like on the outskirts of Chinoy. Anyway, fast forward, we get to his place. I don't necessarily get all my stuff from the car because like in a few days, I think it was like on Monday, he came to get me like on, I think it's Friday, Saturday, something like that. Saturday, not Sunday. And after that, like a few days later, I had to like go to school, do some check-in, because if you don't do check-in, you won't get any accommodation. So I couldn't like take all my things from the car. So I just got a few things, and we went to his place. It was not really as tidy. By then, I was not really obsessed with guys who are very clean. Right now, I think it's because of my ex now. So I'm like very obsessed with guys who are very clean. So at the time, he was not really tight, but it was not really dirty at the same time. But like it was not up to a standard that I can accept right now. You understand? So we get there, the house. I think he stayed more like in school hostels, something like that, because he worked at a school. So it wasn't really like a perfect room, but it was okay. It was okay. We get there, he cooks for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have to do anything. There is this thing about me. I like it when guys cook for me. Yes, I do cook, but I like it when you cook for me. I don't know. I just like watching you do your things, and I'll be following you around. You going that side. But anyway. He didn't really like cook much. We had bought food like on our way, like passed through town, and we bought food. And then like I think the following day, that's when he cooked breakfast and everything. We really had a nice time, and I thought I was like I thought I was in a relationship. Oh my gosh. Things were going very well. And I remember which semester it was. It was the second semester, because that very semester, that's when my birthday was. And my birthday is like on the 26th of August. You understand? So yeah, it was nice. It was so beautiful. This man taught me I like so many things. My love language is physical touch, acts of service, and words of affirmation. Those things he knew. I like communication. You told me, hi babe, I'm about to do this. If you're going to stay away for quite some time, communicate, babe, I'm going to do this. We'll talk to you later. He was like, they're perfect. Nobody's perfect, but at the time he did the right things. And people do the right things like on the first dates. The relationship continues. Schools open, and I had to go to university to go and check in my room and everything. I went to school, did some checking in. He brought my bags. He carried my bags upstairs, because I think I was staying on the first floor, if not second floor. I think I was staying on the first floor. He carried my bags to my room. Such a gentleman. Oh my God. And at the time, I think I couldn't drink tap water in Chinoy. There was some rumors about, although the school water was very clean, but at the time, I only drank bottled water. So I bought 5 liters. He brought 5 liters. I think we had passed by to buy some 5-liter bottles of water. He carried everything. I think I only carried groceries, because we even did them a few groceries, tiny, to my chips, to my biscuit, bishwa, and everything. The college lifestyle. Anyway, he helps me to pack and everything. It was nice. And after that, he would come to, he would come to visit me at school. People would see that she would come and park by my hostel. I think my hostel was like X. He would come opposite X, and then he would come get me. After that, we go to his place. Maybe I'll spend the weekend there. After that, he comes back and drops me. As time goes on, babe, I'm running out of water. He comes and buys me water. He brings like my 5 liters, 2 or 3, and I'm set. This continued for like a week and some days. I think even like a couple of days, a couple of weeks. This is how the relationship proceeded. We continued the relationship. It was all nice and lovey-dovey. I mean, I thought I was in love. I thought I was in love. Oh my gosh, why not? I mean, this guy, we spoke every day. He called me. The communication was top notch, and whenever he was in Chinoi town, he could come and be with me, talk to me, and literally like every weekend we were like almost together. I didn't have I think first 2 weeks of that semester I was really MIA in terms of being with friends, because I knew my weekends were like very occupied. I know. And then since I said that I started the semester was the August semester, and my birthday is like on the 26th of August. I'm one person who really never specializes in birthdays, because I mean, I don't know, that's me. I think it's someone that I've grown to be in terms of like birthdays, because as far as I know, as far as I remember, according to the pictures that we have, the last birthday that I had, I think I was like 5 years old. And I think I expected like birthday parties as a kid, as time went on, but things were not really in good order back at home. Things were like going down south, and so because of like the disappointments, obviously, I had to forgo the idea of having a birthday. I was like very thankful for the fact that I'm still alive. I still do have parents, and I'm still alive. But celebrating my birthday has never been a thing. Even last year, didn't celebrate my birthday. When I was last year, that was like 2021, I think I did laundry. Somehow I always do laundry on my birthday. It's insane. But last year my friends did something for me which I was very, very grateful for, but really it was like later after that. And I'm not really a celebration type of person, especially knowing that something is coming up and we really have to celebrate it. No, that's not me. My 21st was on the 26th of August. I was alone at school. There was absolutely no way my parents could come to Chinoi just to celebrate my 21st. There was absolutely no way I could go back to Wange just for me to celebrate my 21st with my parents. I remember when my mom called me to say happy birthday. She even told my dad. My dad has lots of kids, so I understand why he cannot remember our birthdays. Yeah, I do understand, because I mean, this man has got plenty of kids, and so when he was told that I've turned 21, he was like, "Aren't you 16?" I was like, "No, daddy, no, your girl is an adult now." I never got to that key ceremony. I don't have that key thingy at home. I don't have none of those because I was at school. But my day was made special by Unga, because I think I was at his place during that week of my birthday. I think I was at his place for one of those weekends and stuff, and he actually got out. He went out. I don't know what he was going to do, but then he came back with a cake. Oh my gosh. Such a wonderful man. I really appreciated that. I think it was on a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. He came with a cake. Of course, it was not custom made for me. It's one of the Black Forests from TM, but it was very thoughtful. It was like very huge, very big, and he brought it for me for my 21st, and I was so much appreciative. I think I'll never forget that time, because 21 is like a pivotal age to 10, and I really will always remember that Nga is the one that bought a birthday cake for me for my 21st. I didn't do anything special. That was the highlight of my 21st. You understand? Anyway, so weekend ends, I had to carry my cake to my friends on campus. So I took my cake, carried it to campus to my friends, went there, sliced the cake, gave to my friends, shared with my friends. She ate and we celebrated. The relationship continued, blissfully, what's up and everything. If I ran out of anything, baby, can you come get me? I need to go get but what. It was a nice working relationship. It was working. But after my birthday, like a couple of weeks, if not days, like a couple of weeks and some days, I noticed that the communication was not as it was before. You get that feeling, no man, there's something that's changing in this communication. I used to text this person, baby, and immediately I would get a response, especially when he's online. When he was online, the first person he would respond to was me, and then the rest would get responded to. So, but then after that, I would send a message, you'd see a person online, and then after a few minutes, that's when he responded. Time went by and the communication deteriorated. You get to it was more like an enzyme reaction. An enzyme reaction, it goes up, and then reaches a point where it's a denaturing point, something like that. Denaturing, if my biology still serves me right, protein enzyme, a denaturing point, and then it starts going down. Exactly, that's how it was. I think we got to it denaturing. He got to it, we didn't, because I was still so much high up there. He got to a denaturing point and he started going communication died and he literally ghosted me. I tried to communicate with him through asking for my money, because I think he owed me some money back then. I had borrowed him some money, and then I had to mirror uncle through Eco Cash back then. I had given him some money, but I don't think it was much, but it was literally an excuse for me to keep on, talking to him and ask him, what have you thought about my money? Are you even thinking of giving me back my money? But it was my way of trying to force a conversation. It was insane. Anyway, time went by. I could see his car parking at the same spot that he used to park when he was coming to see me. But he was not coming to see me. He was not coming to see me. He was coming to see some other girl. I think I was at this middle hostel, which is X. So I think the girl was it's YZ. One of the hostel YZ thing. And my heart, I think at the time when I firstly saw this, I was coming from one of the hostels from my friends. I think it was, if it's not V, I think it was V. My friends stayed in V. I had gone to the, so I was coming back to my hostel, which is X, quite a small distance, 100 meters distance. I see his car and everything, and my heart, that moment when you realize that your worst nightmare is happening. The thing that you were thinking is what's happening, but now you are seeing it is happening. You are seeing it as it's playing like a movie, So I felt so hot. Felt so hot. My heart started doing, and I think I was hungry, but I got full at the time. I couldn't even eat. My heart was just like pounding so hard. I couldn't control myself. Like I think I was like sweating all over. You start sweating all over, and your breathing starts getting heavy and stuff. I went to my hostel because I stayed alone in my room. Went to my room. I managed to convince myself that this man is like literally over you. You need to get over him. So there is no point in you crying over him. It was really, really so sad. It was really, really so sad because he didn't even make it easier for me, because I would see his car almost every week at school. I don't think there's ever a guy who has like broken up with me. Like, I think it's only like one. I don't know, but I doubt there's a guy like who. I think there's one who's like explicitly communicated that no, this is no longer working. We need to like let it go. And I managed to convince myself that no, it's okay. I don't think I ever dated anyone after that, because I did mention that at school I think I only dated like 2 people. Like when I was in college, I think I dated like 2 people, 3 people. That was it. And one of them is Nga, who was not even a student. Anyway, fast forward, we close schools and everything. I forget about him. I still have his number. I absolutely am one person who does not really have like that animosity towards her exes. You understand? So, oh, this thing is too tight. I know. I absolutely have no animosity towards my exes. I can delete your number, but I don't get to extents where I block you, because I feel like blocking you will always be a reminder at the back of my mind that you did something, and I don't really like have that animosity towards any of my exes really. So I went back home for holidays. Schools opened obviously, and then the next year in March we have to start another semester. I was no longer staying in school because I didn't get accommodation. Priority was given to I think the first years, and I had to stay like in Coldstream. There's a place called Coldstream in Genoa. That's where I stayed. Luckily enough, the boarding house there, I stayed by myself. I was alone in my room. I was supposed to share, but I never shared that room. We did experience a lot of thieves there. Coldstream is insane, and story for another day. But anyway, before all that, I think there was a time where we went out with my friends. In college, that's when I started drinking. That's when I started clubbing. Although as much as I no longer enjoy clubbing as much these days, that's where everything like went full blast, because my parents were very, very, very strict people. I could never do that in Owange. Even right now, I can never do it in Owange because they are very strict parents. Anyway, so I was it's still like before the semester closed. I think I went out with my friends and we went to this like very, very common joint. I think it was Top Dogs or something like that. I don't know. Or Muzimba. I don't know if you know one of those places. We went there. I saw him. I think this chick was like driving his car. And at that time, when you are drunk, that's when like feelings are heightened and everything. At that time, I confronted him. I was like, no, how could you do this to me? You didn't even have the decency to like break up with me. I even like tried to fight him. He was like buff. I wanted to be all cute and I wanted him to take me with, and just apologize and all those things. I even said, no, as for me, you never taught me how to drive. How come this girl is even driving? I could absolutely never fight another girl for a man, but I was fighting him, not her, never. I was fighting him. I think I caused a lot of drama, and I think my friends deserted me. And I was like, now that I think about it, I'm like, I have never absolutely deserted my friends. There were times where I would go each hostel just to lock my friends in their rooms and throw the key through the levers. And I think at that time they left me. They left me because I remember the next morning I woke up in a car. Imagine me, a whole me. I woke up in a car, and and his girl had gone to sleep by his place peacefully, and I slept in a car right in front of his friend's house. They had like they were very, very close. Like the houses were very, very close. So I wake up in the morning, I'm in a car, it's locked. The friend comes in later on, unlocks, and the friend drives me back to school. That's when I was like, not only did you embarrass yourself, you embarrassed your zinza, you embarrassed your clan, you embarrassed your gender, you embarrassed everyone, basically. Now it's time for you to gather your self-respect and let this go. I had to let it go. I had to let it go. There was no way I could continue to embarrass myself like this. I think that semester I never had anyone, absolutely never anyone. And then next semester I went home, I went for holidays and everything, came back, stayed in Zimbabwe as I mentioned. He WhatsApps me because I didn't block him. I think I never blocked him or used another number, I don't remember, but I don't remember blocking him. He apps me, hey, are you back? He knew I was back. Why? Because schools were open. He stayed in Chinoi. He knew that Chinoi university students are back on campus. So he apps me, hey, are you back? Can I see you? Blah 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 blah. Well, let's talk and everything. I made sure that I was looking scrumptibly delicious. I don't know what you say. I looked cute. The motive was to make him realize that he made a mistake. I mean, but obviously him coming to talk to me before he even saw me definitely was a clear sign that he was saying, I know I made a mistake. Now he came, drove in, he drove to my place, he asked to come inside. I was like, no, you're not getting inside. That privilege is gone. He was like, get inside, get inside the car. I was like, no, I'm not getting inside. So we did some small talk, we spoke and everything, spoke. But really, I was like, I was just showing that no, I'm actually doing so much better. I'm actually doing great without you. So you can see that whether you're here or not, actually I'm doing much better. You understand? So after that, he was like, okay, fine, let's keep on talking on WhatsApp and see like a way forward. I was like, no, it's all right, it's okay. I went back to the gate, got into the gate, went to my room, and I blocked him out of my life. And I felt so happy because I think I had achieved one thing, that to make him realize that he missed something good. He missed somebody good, somebody who had like so much pure love, and he missed it. He missed the point. So basically, this is the story of how I was in love, got ghosted, the man started following me back again. He tried calling me with different numbers, but nah, I was not really interested. But basically, this is the story. Do let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that story. I am definitely going to share more stories in this month of love, just to show you as much as it might look all rosy on social media, I am suffering in terms of relationships, and I think maybe talking about it is going to help me just to heal. But anyway, do let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video.